Welcome back, everybody. I am back today with some EIDL updates on the grants and the loans. I'm going to focus in today on bank account information, making sure it's accurate, making sure it's right, making sure all of your information reaches the SBA. And I want to give you tips, a very, very important tip from a message from one of our viewers who had their bank account frozen for months, 6 months, okay? The bank account was frozen for months. So you're going to want to avoid doing this one big critical moment that this individual did, and avoid having your bank account frozen for months as well. So share this video with everybody that you know who is inside the EIDL grants or loan programs, because there's a lot of great information contained inside. So let's get you all caught up. Welcome back, everybody. I am back today with some more updates. I got a great lineup on the grants and the loans. I want to answer some big questions from all the viewers out there around the bank account information. And I want to share with you a story of one of the viewers of this channel who had their bank accounts frozen for months, 6 months, okay? 6 months, all due to one simple mistake, all right? So we're going to talk about what that mistake was so that you could avoid making this same mistake, all right? And by the way, if you're joining me for the first time today, I'm Edward Bilder, and I typically post finance videos on starting wealth strategies with $0 and filling your pockets, all right? This is the channel to get all of those updates. I also post daily stimulus, EIDL, and PPP videos to help out all the small business owners out there who are stuck in these scenarios. And if you haven't noticed, I am back from my vacation, finally returned back to the office in my studio here. I have all my stuff. It feels great to be home. I had a good trip. But I'm happy to be back because I got my computer and I got my wall art, and I even have this here robot, this robot that my children bought me for Christmas from one of those, school Santa's workshops. Literally, thing cost $1, but they brought it to me and said, "Dad, you're an engineer, so we got you a robot for Christmas." So that was awesome. So thank you to my kids. I keep them with me every day. All right, I want to get into the topics here. Let's talk about changing your bank account information, because there's a lot of questions that are still surfacing on the channel here of people that are having a hard time getting their hands on a voided check, and they want to know what the solution is if they can't get a voided check. Now, the easiest solution is you head to your bank, walk in there with $1 and say, "Give me a voided check." And, well, they give you a blank check, and you write void on it, and then you submit that to the SBA. But maybe you don't have that opportunity, and maybe your branch is not located near you, or maybe you just use their online services. And you can actually go out to the online services right now and look for a tab for direct deposits. Inside that direct deposits tab, you may find yourself a voided check, and you won't have to pay $1 for this one, all right? So go onto your bank's portal, look for direct deposit, and look for something that'll come up with a voided check with your bank account information on it, right? Now, some SBA agents are also accepting your bank statements, but make sure that your routing number, your account number, and your address is all on that front copy, because those are the 3 things that they're checking against, all right? So you can submit your bank statements as well, all right? Now, one big mistake that many people are still doing, and it's real easy to do this mistake. If you go to submit through a portal, the SBA, the portal will tell you that it won't accept any images. But if you go to send it through email, that email address isn't going to tell you that same message, all right? So everybody right now, they're grabbing their voided checks, and they're grabbing their phones, and they're just taking a picture of it, putting it into their email, and sending it off to the SBA. And then they're getting like crickets. There's like no response, not hearing anything back from them. It's because you submitted an image. The SBA cannot accept anything other than a PDF. Now, you can still use your phone, so don't think that you can't use your phone to do this. You simply need to go to your app store and grab a free PDF scanner, download that sucker, okay? And basically what it does is you basically hover your phone over that image or over that document, and it'll auto fit like a rectangle around it, snap a photo, even turn your flash on, and it will instantly turn it into a PDF. So you can still take that picture of that driver's license, that voided check, that bank statement, whatever it is that you're trying to take a picture of, through the app, turning it into a PDF, and then save that into your files, your phone files, and then upload that into the email and send it off. All right, I hope that helps everybody getting that solved. Now, I want to stay on the topic of banks today, because more and more I'm hearing that ACH transfers are not being accepted into certain banks, right? And this causes much delays. You don't want to have a delay happen. You want to be proactive and make sure you have all the information so that you could accept in an ACH transfer, get your funds, and get to a new tomorrow, all right? That's what this channel is trying to do, help everybody get to a new tomorrow, all right? So, reminder, app banks like Chime, even though they accepted in 2020, they are not accepting ACH transfers in 2021. If you have a similar app bank to Chime, and I don't have a list of all of them because there is no list of all of them, but if you have a similar bank account to Chime, you may want to check with that bank to see if they are accepting ACH transfers from the SBA. And it's even crazy to go as far to say that US Bank, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, big credit unions, they are also not always accepting ACH transfers. And it's primarily because there's a big swing, a big shift in disparity. And the algorithm at the bank is saying this person typically receives $100 payments, $1,000 payments, and all of a sudden $100,000 showed up, and it's saying what is going on, and it's rejecting it back to the SBA. That's a tough situation to be in because it delays your funds even further. You don't want your funds delayed. You want to get it right away the first time. Okay. So the most basic way of doing this is to reach out to your bank and make sure that they will be aware of an ACH transfer. Some banks won't signal it in their systems if they're not large enough of a bank, but other banks have the ability to signal this inside their system to know that there is an ACH transfer coming that is far greater than the current typical ACH transfers that you would typically receive. And just because the bank teller tells you, oh, I'm sorry, there's no such thing as that in our system, call the corporate lines, all right? Because the local branches, they don't know all the rules, all right? All of this corporate stuff that happens over here with all the fraud detection, those are the people you want to talk to. Make sure they know that an ACH transfer is coming. Just because I don't want to bash bank tellers, all right? You guys are, very helpful in all situations, but they don't always know all those hidden rules that corporate puts in place, okay? If your money was rejected and sent back to the SBA, let me know in the comments so we know how many people are affected by this. And you will need to email the SBA. There's a new process and a new email found in the description right now. You're going to have to go to the description and fill out this thing, copy and paste it over. Just go through the steps and have your money re-sent back to your bank account. Now, while you're up there in the description, don't forget to stop by and grab your free stuff. I have a section on free stocks, free crypto, and free sign-on bonuses. And remember, I use Webull each and every day because I get about $2,000 worth of free stocks every month by clicking 2 buttons and recommending Webull to my friends on Facebook. And right now, they are giving away a Tesla for their anniversary. So check out Webull in the description. And if you want to expand your revenue streams, get into real estate starting with $50 and cash flowing in three days' time, $5,000 to $10,000 additional every month. Check out my crash course on AirBNB. These things are automated. Get yourself passive income. Get yourself cash flowing in 3 days. It's a fantastic program. Go check it out in the description. Okay, I want to shift over and I want to talk about this bank fraud situation that one of my viewers had to encounter. And believe me, this was an incredibly uncomfortable situation for my viewer to have to go through. And I appreciate you so much for sharing the story with you because I want to help out others so they avoid making this such an easy mistake. And it's such an easy thing that could happen. You're unknowingly doing this. You're thinking you're doing the right thing, and suddenly your whole world becomes disrupted. All right. So this person that I'm speaking of received a $100,000 EIDL loan. All right, and had been banking with this bank, a trusted bank, popular bank. All right, for 15 years. Had 2 personal checking accounts and had 3 business accounts with this bank. This person received in the $100,000 from the SBA, no problems, all right? No problems at all. Then this person thought, well, that $100,000, I really have to track it, and it's being mixed with other money, and I want to know exactly where that $100,000 is going, so I have a paper trail. If the SBA ever decides to audit, I know exactly where all that $100,000 went. So what he did is he went out to a new bank, brand new bank, opened up a new business account, same information, same LLC name, same EIN information, and took that $100,000 and wire transferred it over to the other bank. Well, guess what happened? The bank flagged this as fraud, froze the 2 personal accounts and froze the 3 business accounts, and then eventually closed them. All right. This money sat in limbo, sat in the air for 6 to 7 months approximately, until this person saw any of the money returned to him. And even after seeing the money returned to him, it was through a levy account. So it came back very slowly in small amounts. So the 100,000 didn't just return. It was like 5,000 at a time, 10,000 at a time, showing back up through a levy account. Such a bad situation to be in. And I'm going to explain to you why something like this would happen. All right, imagine if you're trying to commit fraud and you stole somebody's identity and you went out and you had the money land in a bank account, and you don't want that to be traced. You would then instantly try and wire transfer it someplace else and wire transfer it someplace else, and then get it so that it's further and further away from the true source of where it came from, so it's less traceable, and you can just fraudulently take that money and run off with it. All right. Now, I'm not trying to teach anybody to do this. All right. So please, FBI, don't come signaling me for trying to teach people to do this kind of stuff. This is truly a bad situation that is affecting good people that have legitimate businesses out there today that are being affected by all of these people committing fraud. And you could see this person had their bank accounts frozen for 6 to 7 months. All right. The bank wouldn't even disclose why this was happening. Primarily, probably because the FBI had to be notified of all this, and that information was sensitive, couldn't release it, right? And it was frozen for months. The person even went as far as trying to seek legal representation to go after the bank and get the funds released, provide all the documentation that's needed to release the funds. But small legal firms said, I'm not touching that. And big legal firms said, sorry, conflict of interest, because we work with that bank and we work with those parties. Terrible situation to be in, all right? So if you receive in a large sum of money, this is an important message. If you receive in a large sum of money through the SBA, leave it there. Just leave it there. I know you're going to want to say, that's crazy. I should be able to transfer it to any bank account I want. But you may find yourself being signaled as fraudulent activity, or you may have to set this up with the banks so they know that the funds are coming. All right, be proactive about it. Go to the banks, tell them all the money is happening. Tell them these wire transfers are happening before you go out and do it, and before the system flags you and signals you as fraud. Now, some banks are indicating that they do not have a system that will signal these things, and they also say, well, we see where the funds come from. If it comes from the SBA, we'll accept it as an ACH. But even that's not true, right? Because banks are still freezing accounts and returning funds back to the SBA, thinking it's fraudulent activity. So if you're experiencing any of these similar situations, let me know your situation in the comment so we can help others avoid some of these mistakes, all right? That's going to do it for today, folks. If you need further assistance outside my free content found right here on YouTube, you can find me pinned in the top comment for a one-on-one consultation. Just click the link and you can set up a phone call with me. I wish you all the best, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.